Imagine a company. Customers arrive every day. Payments arrive every day. The product is delivered every day. The business continues operating every hour, every minute, every second, even while the founder sleeps, even while the employees are offline, even while nobody is actively working. At first, that sounds impossible, because most businesses depend on activity. People create value. People deliver value. People maintain value. But software introduced a different model, one where the system continues working after the work has already been done. And that simple shift changed the economics of business forever. For most of human history, growth was expensive. More customers required more workers. More workers required more managers. More managers required more infrastructure. The cycle was unavoidable. Revenue increased, but costs increased alongside it. Every step forward carried additional weight, additional complexity, additional overhead. And eventually, growth itself became difficult to manage. This was considered normal, because no one had discovered a better system. Then, software arrived, and software obeyed a different set of economic rules. Most products become more expensive as demand increases. A restaurant becomes busier. A factory produces more units. A consulting firm hires more people. But software behaves differently. The first customer may be expensive. The 1,000th customer may cost almost nothing. The 10,000th customer may barely change the system at all. And hidden inside that reality is one of the most powerful business models ever created. Because the economics are no longer tied directly to labor. They are tied to infrastructure. Most people think SaaS companies sell software. They don't, at least not in the traditional sense. What they really sell is access. Access to infrastructure, access to capability, access to systems that customers no longer need to build themselves. The software is visible, the infrastructure is not. A customer logs in, completes a task, solves a problem, and leaves. But beneath that experience sits a digital architecture operating continuously, maintained once, delivered repeatedly. This is why SaaS is different. The product is not delivered manually each time. The system delivers itself. Most businesses sell outcomes. SaaS businesses sell repeatable outcomes, and repeatability changes everything. Build once, serve many. Improve once, benefit everyone. Fix one problem, scale the solution globally. The software interface receives attention, but the real asset is the infrastructure beneath it. Servers, databases, automation, integrations, security, architecture. This is where value accumulates. Most people see an application. Architects see a system, and systems can scale far beyond individual effort. The outcome looks impressive, but the infrastructure is what matters. This is where leverage enters the story. A consultant serves one client at a time. A software platform serves thousands simultaneously. A traditional business expands through labor. A SaaS business expands through infrastructure. The difference may sound small, but over time it becomes enormous because leverage compounds. Every new customer strengthens the economics. Revenue increases, but operating effort grows much more slowly. The result is not merely efficiency, it is asymmetry. And asymmetry systems often become the most valuable systems in the world. Scale begins where manual effort ends. The biggest misconception about SaaS is that it is a software business. That perspective is too small. A successful SaaS company is an infrastructure business. Software is simply the interface. The real value exists beneath the surface, inside the systems, inside the architecture, inside the operational engine that customers rarely see. Most people focus on features. Architects focus on infrastructure. And over time, infrastructure becomes the competitive advantage. The future of business may not belong to the largest workforce. It may belong to the strongest systems. Because software changed a fundamental assumption. Growth no longer requires proportional expansion. Value no longer requires proportional labor. And scale no longer requires massive organizations. Wealth rarely scales through effort alone. It scales through architecture. It scales through infrastructure. It scales through leverage. The system may look complex, but every system begins with a blueprint. Most successful digital products are not built entirely from scratch. They are assembled from frameworks, components, templates, and proven infrastructure. For viewers interested in exploring the tools, systems, and digital assets behind businesses like these, you'll find additional resources in the description below. If you want to explore more about AI, automation, digital infrastructure, and scalable business systems, subscribe to ASUTSEN and comment below. If you could build one digital system that worked without you, what would it be? The most valuable companies of the future may not own more buildings, more factories, or more employees. They may simply own better systems. Because every digital empire begins the same way. Not with scale, but with architecture. Not with growth, but with infrastructure. Most people see the software. Few see the system behind it. This is ASUTSEN, architecting wealth, automating future.